Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Friday, September 2nd. Welcome to the show. Tonight, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, how it is doing some pretty interesting things in September. We're going to talk a little bit about our favorite embattled, embroiled exchange, Celsius. And then we are also going to look at some mortgage information. There are a lot of things going on with lenders kind of fighting with lenders on the business that's out there to take. So I'm going to dive in first to the crypto story. Like I said, Bitcoin hitting new September highs. U.S. payroll data came out. The G7 Russia and energy cap news came out. Basically, what's saying is Bitcoin's been hovering around the 20,500 mark for most of the day. One popular analyst, feels that the current moves are the bear market bottom in the making. So there's some data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed that BTC USD is approaching the 20,500 after the Wall Street Open, marking new highs for September. Usually September is a down month everywhere. The pair responded well to the U.S. non-farm payroll data, which showed inflows dropping less than expected, and then a boost came from the G7. The countries agreeing to implement a price cap on Russian oil, with the EU planning to target the gas imports. So we will see what Bitcoin can do in September. But so far, it's only 2 days in, but at least one analyst is seeing this as being a positive sign for a potential bear market bottom. I wanted to just show you the Fear and Greed Index. This is about 2 hours ago, and we're at 19,991, still in that extreme fear. So whether it's going to move out of the extreme fear anytime soon, who knows? Probably not before Tuesday, if that, but we will always see and make sure we cover that. But right now, we are still sitting in extreme fear. Global trust in crypto, speaking between the Europeans and the American, right? Strong among investors, education is essential. Bitstamp did a poll. A survey, I should say. 28,000 retail and institutional investors in 23 countries around the globe between May 19th and June 6th of this year, right? So they're saying in Q2 of this year, more European retail investors put their money in crypto, while most of Americans' trust in the asset class, that trust continued to rise. Though a cautious approach to crypto investment somewhat strengthened in Asia. Also, a better understanding of crypto would bring new investors to the market, they say. So 52% of those surveyed in major European markets admitted to investing in cryptos, up from 45% in Q1 of this year. So positive news, especially in the European markets. From here, we're going into Celsius. Yesterday, I mentioned that they were going to return up to about $50 million to investors in their platform. Their sell token, which who knows why people are still buying, selling, whatever, climbed 50% as they aim to return this $50 million to clients. The daily chart, it surged to its intraday high of $1.67 per token today, after the low of $1.15 the day before. But the token's sharp rally accompanied lower trading volumes, suggesting lack of conviction among traders about further upside moves. Not financial advice. You do what you want with your money, but it's a volatile beast right now with what's going on with the Chapter 11 and all that stuff. But I do like to keep track of Celsius, because I think that this Voyager and other exchanges companies are worth looking into and staying on top of for the news out there. Armenia. We're talking about places that position themselves as Bitcoin mining hubs. We see them in Texas, China, we've seen all around the world, right? New York. Armenia is a country that kind of threw me for a loop. I really was not expecting that. But at the end of this August, a digital platform called the ECOS, which is the ECOS Free Economic Zone. It basically delivered good news from saying a country that rarely sparks, no pun intended, on the crypto global map. Armenia added 60 megawatts of capacity to its power plant-based facility, operating since 2018. Who knew, right? Situated at one of the hydroelectric plants on the Razdan River, the mining facility gets its supply of electricity from the high voltage grid and uses the site's infrastructure to power containers, right? So for comparison, they're saying Berlin, the plant, the Berlin geothermal plant in El Salvador, gives away 1.5 MW of the 102 MW it produces to crypto miners, basically, and then say the Green Ridge generation near the shore of the Seneca Lake in New York should have produced about 44 MW. So who knows? I mean, it would be very interesting to see if Armenia, shows itself as a crypto mining center, right? Who knows? Good for them if that's the case. Moving into real estate. So this show I do half crypto, half real estate. And I feel like most important stories of the day worth sharing. And here we're moving into, this is from the Financial Times. We've probably all heard of Rocket Mortgage. Maybe you haven't heard of United Wholesale, but UWM, they're obviously big movers in the space. So they're basically putting the screws, they're saying, Financial Times, on the smaller firms, right? So Rocket is promising home buyers it will waive closing, appraisal, and other refinancing fees if they obtain a new mortgage and interest rate drop within a 3-year period starting in July. UWM does independent mortgage brokers. They said it would lower interest rates on its loan products by 50 to 100 basis points to help brokers win more business, right? So they're both being aggressive. They're not focused on margins. They're saying it's an investment in the long term, the UWM chief executive said in the second quarter earnings discussion, right? Things you see like developers do, hey, can you use my lender? Use my lender. We'll give you $20,000 towards closing costs. We'll waive this. We'll waive that. So it's interesting to see mortgage lenders do this, right? So the 30-year fixed mortgage jumped, obviously 3.2% at the start of this year to over 6% in mid-June. Affordability crisis, would-be shoppers flatten their demand. They continued. These applications are at a 22-year loan, so that refinancing demand is certainly reduced and weak home purchase activity. The Mortgage Bankers Association said this week, refinancing activity is down 83%. So, I mean, who's refinancing to any of these mortgage rates right now? I don't know. And the MBA purchase index is down 21% over the same period. Looking at a chart of that. So this is, kind of show you from 2015, right, all the way to today for the weekly mortgage applications per index. You can kind of take a look and see how this chart, goes absolutely insane last year. And now we're down to, 2016-ish, 2015, almost, right? So it's definitely getting low. So we'll see. So here's basically the Mortgage Bankers Association said the applications decreased only 1.2% from the week earlier, but obviously they're down overall as a whole. So they decreased that 1.2% on a seasonally just basis from the 1 week early. On the unadjusted basis, the index decreased 3% compared to the previous weeks. Refinance again 83% lower than 1 week ago. That a year ago, the same week, right? And then the adjusted purchase index decreased 1% from the week earlier. And finally, the unadjusted purchase index decreased 2% compared with the previous week and was 21% lower than the same week 1 year ago. And finally, capital still flocks to heated single-family rental market. So the study from Porch.com said that 61% of renters across the country's largest metros are priced out of buying a home, showing that even saving up for years isn't enough in the current market. This enters the opportunity for single-family rentals or built-for-rent properties, which would offer space and convenience of features such as garages and yards that a traditional home would offer without the hassle of down payments and bidding wars. So there are, basically people out there saying like, hey, if you're investing in, everyone always kind of gives the single-family rental market, it's not, cash flow, like whatever it might be, right? Cash flow, appreciation, if you can get both, amazing. But people always seem to think like, it's too much of a headache having just like one door. And then always people, how many doors you can get. But in a market like this, when rents are going really through the roof, as well as interest rates, these people who are looking for these homes, they just can't afford them, but they will rent your home if you make it obviously feel like it's their home, right? So figure that was worth sharing because the capital is still heading there, according to this report from Porch.com. And with that, I hope you all have a great rest of the night. I will see you all on the live stream tomorrow. Crypto and real estate. If you have any questions, I will, feel free to put them in the comments and let's engage and stay in touch. And I will see you tomorrow on the live stream. Have a great rest of your Friday, everyone. Thank you.